Hi everyone, hope you all are doing amazingly well. It's been a while that I haven't been able to make a video on this platform. As some of you already know, the last time I came here I was talking about the loss of my child few days after birth in the month of August. So tomorrow, which is the 8th of March, will mark exactly 7 months if my baby would have been here. I just want us to sit down here today to talk about grief. I feel like grief is something that is not being talked about as much as it should be talked about, because a lot of us are grieving over loss of our loved ones and all, but we are holding it inside. It's not something to hold inside, it's something to let it out, because the moment you start consuming grief within, it makes you to be a very bitter person. And also grief can destroy you. In what way? It starts to let the enemy whisper negative thoughts into your mind, feeling like God is not enough, feeling like God does not exist, feeling like you should lose faith in God, which are all lies, because God is good, God is kind, and God can be trusted. Despite the fact that I am here talking to you today, it has not been easy for me. Generally, it hasn't. You know, when you've carried a baby for 9 months only for you to give birth to that baby, and you come back home empty-handed at the end of the day, it's never easy. But here are some of the things that helped me cope throughout my grieving period, which I think you could also try implementing them. This is not me saying because I grieved like this, you should also grieve like this, because grief does not have a format. Allow people to grieve the way they can. People should not be taught how to grieve. They shouldn't. But that aside, if you are grieving just like how I am still grieving, I want to tell you that it gets better with time. My darling, you are not alone. There are millions of people out there grieving. Every blessed day, somebody dies, and that person who dies is a loved one of some other person. So people grieve every blessed day. So you are not alone. The one thing I am doing, or have been doing, to get better was talk about my child when I came to the point of acceptance. You know, when you lose someone, you're always in that period of denial, like no. I denied the fact that my baby was dead for a long period of time. It was around the 4th month that I got to accept that my baby was truly gone, because when they gave me the news, or when I learned about it, and even when I came home empty-handed, there were days when I believed that somebody was going to walk right through my door with the baby and be like, oh Vicky, all of this was just a prank, we're pulling your leg, here is your baby. My baby would have been 7 months old. But that day never came. It never came, and 4 months after, I realized that it was never gonna come, and we are on the 7th month now. It's never gonna come. Also, you can talk to people who have been through similar experiences. Talking to these people makes me feel better. It gave me some sort of peace, some sort of closure of everything that was happening. Also, another thing that has helped me is the fact that I've been able to have support from my husband, from my brothers, my sisters, my mother, my in-laws. Every single person close to me has been able to give me support in one way or the other. Just having people around that you can be able to express how you feel, because there are days when you want to let your emotions out. Having people around who truly understands what you are going through will help your healing process. Believe me, I never thought I'll be here. If I'm standing here, if I'm talking to you, it's a testimony. because the thought of ending my own life, I swear, came to mind. But with the support I had, I already have a daughter, and I was thinking, who am I leaving this child for? Because leaving your children to strangers, when I say strangers, as in no mother, no father, maybe just relative to bring them up, it's very, very hard. So I have a daughter. At a point, somebody told me, you have to think of your child. You have to think of your child. Before that child came, there was another child. So what do you expect to happen to this other child that you already had? Grief is not something you raise over. It's a day at a time. When you take it a day at a time, you feel better rather than you wanting to raise over it and feel like, oh, by now, if you push yourself so hard, you are gonna drop. You are gonna drop, because you pushing yourself hard to raise over that grief you're feeling will make you have a mixture of emotions, and it comes to a point when you don't know which one to suppress or fight. Don't be alone when you are grieving. There are days when I wonder, like, if my husband was not here after the loss of this child, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind, because how would I have coped, in all of it? But thank God he was here, and friends, family. I don't want to start calling names because I might just leave out the name of somebody who truly was supportive to me. Cry if you have to. I've cried my child. Cried. These days when I think about her, I just smile. I just give thanks. There's something about Thanksgiving. I just give thanks because God gave me. So if he chooses to take it, it is good. Your relationship with God will keep you going in your period of grief. Because if you have a relationship with God, you will come to realize that God who gave you can always give you another. Yes. God might have allowed my child to go, but I know that God is faithful. So if you have a relationship with God and you're grieving, his peace that they say surpasses human understanding will surround you, will keep you going. I remember when I came back from the hospital empty-handed without my baby. Most evenings I will step out and just lean on my balcony and cry. There was this day I stepped out from my balcony because since I lost my child, I will not lie, even to pray has been very, very difficult. I think that particular day, that is few days after I left the hospital, is one of those days I have had the most sincere conversation, the most heart-to-heart conversation with God over the loss of my child. I went at my balcony and I didn't want to be disturbed. I took the keys, locked the door from outside. I remember my husband saying, open the door, open the door. My child too was saying, Mama, open the door. I did not open. I spoke to God. I said, you gave me this burden to bear. Yes. You gave me this burden to bear. Why I say he gave me the burden? Because he permitted my child to go. He could still have stopped it, but he did not. So he left my child to go. You gave me this burden to bear. But the truth is that I cannot bear it on my own. I cannot go through all of this on my own. If this should continue the way it is going, if the weight of what I am feeling continue to weigh on me like it is weighing right now, I will not survive it. And I remember singing this song, I cannot bear it on my own. Spirit, take over. I cannot bear it on my own. Spirit, take over. Daddy, take over. Daddy, take over. Hey. The Spirit took over. Sorry guys. The Spirit truly took over. Because this is how I felt. You know when you are being pinched, right? You are expected to feel pain, but you don't feel pain. The pain is there, but you become numb to it. Since the day I stayed outside for close to an hour, I cried, I spoke. I did not pray, I spoke to God. I remember that day just like yesterday. And since that day, I had pain, but I didn't feel pain. I don't know if that makes sense. I said I had pain, but I didn't feel pain. That is what God can do to your heart. That is what God can do to your body, to your soul, when you're grieving. If only you have a relationship with Him. There was a video I made on TikTok. It was titled "Know God for Yourself." That video came as a result of me remembering that particular day I had a conversation with God. You should know God for yourself. Because if you don't know God for yourself, right, in this 2026, challenges will come. The Bible tells us that we will go through the fire, then we shall not be consumed. We will go through the waters, but we shall not drown. Challenges will come. If you think this 2026 is going to be without challenges, then you're lying. Because it is a normal human phenomenon to have or experience challenges. They will come, but they will not destroy you. Because there is going to come a period in your life when the only thing you will need is Christ, is God. I was at the end of myself. Yes. When I lost my child, I came to the end of myself. I didn't know what to do anymore. But God showed up. And here I am today, testifying to His goodness. As painful as it is, I will still tell you, God is real, God is good, and God can be trusted. Yes. Did you of recent times lost a loved one? How are you grieving? Express that in the comment section, okay? And I pray that the God of heaven who saw me through, or is seeing me through, will see you through also. God bless you. Bye.